Holy f***ing shit. Lowbrow Custom. Beep, beep.
All right, everybody, it's time for another one of Todd's Tech Tip Quickies from America's favorite moto guru, Todd.
Hey guys and gals, today we're going to show you these awesome proprietary Lowbrow Custom throttle controls. We have them available in black, we have brass, and we have aluminum. The aluminum could be polished, this could be polished, this is black, you're not polishing that. These are all set up for dual cable operation. If you look on the bottom, you can see there's 2 holes there. This variety is set up for 96 and up push fit cables. All Harleys 96 and up have an end that just pushes into a hole with a small clip that keeps the cable from popping out of the hole. All modern Harleys have dual cables. One cable opens the throttle and the other cable closes the throttle. When you're on the website and you're looking at cables, you're going to see some of them say throttle cable and some will say throttle idle cable. The throttle idle cable will be the push cable. The throttle cable will be the pull cable. These throttle controls are really awesome. I can't say enough good things about these. I've personally used them myself. They're very user-friendly. They're made here in the US of A. One of the other really unique and cool features about them is when you clamp this onto your 1-inch handlebar, it will close the gap. You will not see any gap on these throttle controls like some of the other aftermarket throttle controls out there. When they're tight on the bar, there might be a gap on there. So you don't have to worry about that. They come with a throttle tube for dual pull operation. They are good for CV carburetors. They're good for fuel injection, and they will also work for S&S Super E carburetors. Well, one of the important things I like to tell you next is I get this very frequently where people will order a cable and then they'll call me and say, hey, this doesn't work with my Super E. And I'm like, well, you need this cable guide for a CV cable. And the reason being is, I'll show you the difference here. This is the proper cable guide to use a CV cable on an S&S Super E. If your cable guide looks like this one, it will not work. If your S&S has been on the bike for a pretty long time, it's possible you might have this. It used to be back in the day you could only use an S&S cable on an S&S carb, and then they came out with this new cable guide, and now you can just order a CV cable where there's tons more choices and easier to find and way less money than using an S&S cable on your S&S carb. Also uses the push-pull system, just like a CV. The reason they have a push-pull is the throttle cable opens the throttle and the push cable closes the throttle in the event that there's a spring failure. That's why it's a good idea to use the 2 cable system with these carburetors. You'll notice it's kind of hard to screw up on the push fit cable because of the hole size for the cable. They are different. They didn't make them the same size. So, and the throttle idle cable will also have a small spring on the end of it, and that will go into the taller tower on either one of these cable guides. And then if you look at the other end that gets push fit into the control, I'm not going to push it in there all the way because there's a little C-clip, and that's what retains it in here. But if we were to just measure this quickly, and this is going to be the throttle cable, it is 1/4 inch, 0.25. And then if we measure the throttle idle cable, it's going to be smaller. It is 0.21. So it's just slightly bit smaller, so it's very difficult to screw up inserting the cables into the throttle control. It's pretty easy job. These throttle controls are available exclusively at lowbrowcustoms.com. They're not available on other websites because this is one of our products. So head on over to the website and get you a new throttle. If you got any questions, if you need help picking out some cables, give me a shout. I'm here to help you.
Todd's Tech Tip Quickies.